Hello students of class 5th B, welcome to your new online classes. This is a science class and today's topic is about roughage. Along with the 5 nutrients which we have studied in the previous lecture, the 5 nutrients are carbohydrates, fats, minerals, proteins, vitamins. Among them, our body also require an important type of substance which is known as roughage. Roughage is the fiber present in the food. Roughage is the fiber part which is present inside the food. Now, what is the function of roughage in our body? Roughage adds bulk to the food, it provides weightage to the food, and also helps it to move through the digestive system and also helps the food to digest easily. It also helps in retaining water, it helps to maintain the water in our body and also to get rid of undigested food from the body. Corn, green leafy vegetables, and whole grain foods are rich sources of roughage. These are the foods from where we can get roughage. Corn, green leafy vegetables, and whole grain foods. To make you understand more properly what is roughage, here is an activity given. Take a bite of an apple or a slice of an orange. Chew it for some time. Now, after chewing, what is left in your mouth is known as roughage, which provides bulk to the food. Have you ever thought what will happen to our body if there is a deficiency of roughage in our diet? If your daily diet does not have adequate roughage, we can get constipated. Constipated, which means our food will not digest properly and we can get constipation. Our next topic is junk food. Junk food is the food that is poor in nutrients, that is very low in nutrients, and but it has many calories. Children enjoy junk food. Children enjoy junk food for its taste because they taste good but they are very low in nutrients. The example of junk foods are burgers, french fries, pizzas, and sodas like Cokes. So we can conclude that junk food is the food that has high calories but low nutrients and is very good in taste. When junk food is consumed very often, the excess fat, carbohydrates, and processed sugar in them increase the risk of obesity, heart disease, diabetes, etc. Hence, they should be avoided. So, when we consume junk food in very high quantity, the excess fat, carbohydrates, and processed sugar in them increase the risk of obesity. We get obesity and the diseases of heart, diabetes, etc. Hence, we should avoid junk food because they have low nutrients and they have high calories. How to make our body healthy? We can make our body healthy by making our diet healthy. Ways to make your diet healthy: diet can be made healthy by cutting down on fats, salt, sugar, and by increasing fiber. We can lower the consumption of fats, salt, and sugar and increase the consumption of fiber. So, the first method is sprouting. What is sprouting? Sprouting is a method of germinating seed. We can soak seeds in water and germinate them to be eaten raw, and then we can eat them raw or cooked. The second method is fermentation. Now, what is fermentation? Fermentation is a healthy way of cooking. It is a healthy way of cooking because it creates beneficial enzymes. Because when we ferment a food, it develops enzymes which is beneficial for our body. So, the fermented food is healthy for our body. Now, the examples of fermented food is idli and dhokla. The third method is steaming. Steam cooking is a healthy and good way of preparing food and it keeps to retain vitamins and minerals and taste and color. It does not take away its vitamins and minerals and taste and color. It helps to retain its vitamins and minerals. Vegetables and meats can be steamed and eaten and they are the healthiest way to cook a meal. Next topic is water, which is very important because 70% of our body is made up of water. It is very essential for the proper functioning of the body, for the proper functioning of our body so that our body can function properly. Water is very essential. 70% of our body is made up of water. It is essential to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water daily because we should have the habit to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water daily because first it helps to maintain a constant body temperature because water helps to regulate our body temperature. Second, it helps to remove waste from the body in the form of urine and sweat. Water helps to remove toxic substances and all the waste from the body in the form of urine and sweat. Third, it helps in the digestion of food. Water easily mixes with the food and helps to digest. Fourth, it forms a part of the blood and digestive juices. Water becomes a part of the blood and digestive juices. These are the importance of water and we should have the habit to drink 6 to 8 glasses of water daily. Our next topic is about diseases. Disease is a condition in which the body is not functioning properly or body is not healthy. So disease is a condition in which a body or a part of the body, either the whole body or any part of the body, is not functioning properly or is not in a healthy condition. Then that condition is known as disease. So disease are of two types: communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases. First we will study about non-communicable diseases. So these diseases are the diseases that do not spread from a sick person to a healthy person. So these diseases do not transfer from person to person, they do not get transferred from a sick person to a healthy person. So when a disease do not get transferred from person to person, it is known as non-communicable disease. So non-communicable diseases can be caused due to the following reasons. First one is malfunctioning of a body part. What do you mean by malfunctioning of a body part? It means when a body part is not functioning properly, then a disease which is caused is known as non-communicable disease, like heart diseases and arthritis. Second one is presence of harmful chemicals in the body. When any harmful chemical is present inside the body, then it causes non-communicable diseases. So the diseases which are caused are like asthma and bronchitis. So the second condition of non-communicable disease is malnutrition. What do you mean by malnutrition? When a child do not get enough nutrition in his diet so that he can grow, then at that condition the disease is known as malnutrition. It happens due to insufficient amount of proteins and carbohydrates in the diet of children. When a child do not get enough protein and carbohydrates, the disease is known as malnutrition. A child suffering from malnutrition has, so the symptoms of malnutrition are very thin arms and legs are very thin. At that condition, swollen belly, the stomach part is swollen, patchy skin, reddish hair color get reddish, and general weakness, and the child get weakness. This condition can be overcome by giving the child a diet rich in proteins and carbohydrates. This condition can be overcome, or this disease can be cured by giving the child a proper diet which is rich in proteins and carbohydrates. So the next point is about deficiency diseases. As we have read before, the deficiency disease is caused due to the lack of vitamins and minerals in the diet. Then they result in deficiency disease. Now the table given below shows the symptoms and prevention of deficiency disease. Now in this table some deficiency diseases are given and their symptoms and preventions are given. So the first deficiency disease is about night blindness. Night blindness is the condition when a person cannot see clearly in dim light, and it is caused due to the deficiency of vitamin A, and it can be cured or prevented by eating papaya, carrot, milk, egg yolk, and green leafy vegetables. The next deficiency disease is beriberi. Beriberi is the disease in which the nervous system becomes weak and loss of appetite. Loss of appetite means eating disorder in which person do not want to eat enough, and it is caused due to the deficiency of vitamin B, and it can be cured by drinking milk, eating cereals, peas, cereals means dal, and unpolished rice. Next one is the scurvy. Scurvy causes swelling and bleeding of gums, and it is caused due to the deficiency of vitamin C, and it can be cured by eating lemon, tomato, amla, and orange. Next one is rickets. In this condition, bones become weak and the shape of the legs become bow shaped, and it is caused due to the deficiency of vitamin D, and it can be cured by eating or drinking milk, liver, fish, egg. And the next point is sunlight is a natural source, and we should take enough sunlight to get vitamin D. Next one is goitre, and it causes swelling in the neck region, and it is caused due to the deficiency of iodine, and it can be cured by taking iodized salt, meat, and egg. Next is anemia, and anemia causes skin becomes pale, dark circles under the eye, and general feeling of tiredness, and we always get tired. So it is caused due to the deficiency of iron, and it can be prevented by eating raisins, meat, spinach, apple, guava, and brinjal. Our next topic is about diseases which are related to food habits, the type of food we eat, and lifestyle, the way of life we live. So these diseases are known as lifestyle diseases, and they can be defined as disease which are linked to the way people live their life, their lifestyle. Some examples of their lifestyle can be smoking. Some people smoke and some do not. Overuse of alcohol, poor diet, they do not get enough diet, and lack of physical exercises. These are the bad habits which can lead to lifestyle diseases. Some examples are given here of lifestyle related diseases. First one is obesity. Obesity is the condition when we tend to eat more than we require. This is caused due to unhealthy eating habits. Our eating habits get unhealthy. We eat more of junk foods than nutritious food, excessive eating during meals, and reduced physical exercise. And we do not regularly exercise, so we get obesity. Second one is high blood pressure. Due to little physical activity, because we do not exercise much, the diseases like high blood pressure and heart diseases, high cholesterol can occur. The next one is stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety are related to mental diseases, does not cause affect us mentally. They do not only affect us mentally but also have physical effects on our body which can increase the risk of diabetes and cardiac diseases. Cardiac diseases are related to heart diseases. This next one is the smoking. Smoking results in respiratory disorders when our respiratory system does not work properly, like diseases we can get are bronchitis, asthma, lung cancer and oral cancer. Our next topic is about how to prevent the diseases which are related to lifestyle and food habits. So they can be prevented by exercising. We have to exercise regularly, avoiding fried food. We should not eat junk food, getting periodic medical checkup. We should get periodic medical checkup, avoid smoking. We should not smoke, and getting adequate sleep, and we should rest enough. Our chapter is completed. Now some new words are given here. First one is health. Health is the condition of complete physical and mental well-being. Second, diseases, a condition in which the body does not function properly or it is not healthy. Third is nutrients. Nutrients are the useful substances which is present in our food. Fourth one is roughage. Roughage is the fiber which is present in the food. Next, balanced diet. Balanced diet, it is a diet which contains all the required nutrients like water and roughage in the right proportions, in the right quantity. The last one is non-communicable diseases. So they are the diseases which does not spread from a sick person to a healthy person.